So, you're thinking about Discbound. You're considering switching to a Discbound planner, but you're not exactly sure if they're worth all the hype. That's okay. We're going to cover everything you need to know about Discbound in this video. Hi, I'm Ashley. I'm owner of She Plans, and I've been designing planners for about the last 8 years. At least I've been selling them for the last 8 years. I've been designing planners for way longer than that. Over the years, I have offered my planners in various different binding systems. We've gone from wire O softcover, wire O hardcover, metal spiral, and even sewn notebooks. But this year we are switching to Discbound, and I am going to share with you why I love Discbound system and some things to consider if you are thinking about making the switch. First, go ahead video. So, you ready to... Okay, here we are with our Discbound system. Now, before we dive into this, I wanted just to talk again about the other types of binding systems that I've used in the past. We all recognize wire O in a softcover, hardcover. We also have the metal spiral and the sewn notebook. Now, like I said, I've used all of these in the past, but this year we are switching over to a Discbound planner, and I just wanted to share with you why I love Discbound. Okay, I'm going to be talking about these in a little bit, not quite now. So right now we are talking about Discbound. Now, when people think about Discbound, a lot of what they like about Discbound can also be found in a traditional 6-ring binder that I'm sure you're all familiar with. A lot of the reasons that I love this can be found here. One thing that or maybe two things that I love more with a Discbound planner other than this 6-ring. The first is I don't like all the things that you find in a 6-ring binder. I feel like I'm writing in something, and that is bothersome to me. The second is something that you can't do with a 6-ring that you can do with a Discbound is flip it over on itself. And so those two reasons make me love a Discbound more. All of these other reasons you can probably find in both of these systems. So, why I love a Discbound. The very first one is your ability to customize. These planner sheets here are my planner sheets, of course, but you can find planner sheets to fit a Discbound system pretty much anywhere. You can support a small business. You can go out and look at the larger companies that are in Staples and Office Max and places like that. But you can find a lot of different planner pages, inserts to fit this half-liter sized Discbound system. We're going to be getting into sizes a little bit later, but this here is a half-liter, and a lot of companies kind of cater to this size. So that is number one, ability to customize out of the gate when you're choosing your planner. You can customize it the way to fit. On those same lines is your ability to update it throughout the year. So if you find that you need different pieces throughout the year, you can add those in very easily. With a traditional spiral, any sort of bound planner, You have to make those decisions at the beginning of the year. Are you interested in habit tracking, in anything like that, financial tracking? You need to make those decisions at the beginning of the year, and then you have 12 months with that planner. Here you can start basic with just the basics, and then throughout the year, as your needs change, as things come up, you can add different sections to it. So that is definitely the first thing that I love about a disc-bound system. The second is ease of writing. For me, I'm right-handed. If you're ever working with any sort of spiral bound notebook, you know the difficulty of writing on this side. I'm assuming for left hand folks, it's exactly the same on the other side. So what I love to do is I love to take my pages out and write on them here and then snap them right back in. So that allows me to really enjoy my handwriting that I have in my planner. And so I plan a week at a time. I take a week out. I'm a hybrid planner. I use digital and paper planners. So I take a week out at a time and I fill in what I need and then I snap it right back in. So that is ease of writing. 3 is moving things around and then keeping pieces year after year. I personally like to have notes pages. And so I use my notes pages. Let's say right here at the beginning of my week, I want to have a weekly to-do list. I could use this space over here. If I don't find that that is enough, I can use a notes page and snap it right in. Use this as my weekly to-do list, and then use space here for anything I have to do just that day. So if I don't know what day it needs to be on, if I just need to get it out of my head and onto paper, I can use this sheet right here. Now, I can move things around. Say I do not complete everything on that list. That is fine. We can just go to the next week and we can keep it going. So if you are using it as a journal even, you can keep it with you until that page is filled up. So moving things around as you see fit. If you add in weekly trackers, they can follow you week to week. Anything like that. Moving things around really is a benefit compared to a spiral or bound planner. On kind of those same lines is keeping pieces year after year. I use a perpetual calendar, and once I fill that out, I can just transfer that to my planner year after year. So when I get a new planner, I can choose the pieces that I want to continue with me. Say you got all those habit trackers, but you didn't use them very much last year. You can put it into your new planner. If you're using a spiral or any sort of bound planner, then that can't happen. Everything that you didn't use the previous year is lost. So that would probably be my 3 reasons, if I had to put it down into just 3 reasons, why I love a disc-bound planner. Okay, so now we're going to discuss things that you should think about if you are considering making the move to a disc-bound planner. The first, in my opinion, is the size of planner. So, like I said, I have a 1/2 letter sized planner here. These are my covers for my letter sized disc-bound system. If you are looking for your system at a larger box store, these are pretty much the 2 standard sizes that you will find, either a 1/2 letter or a letter. There are planner companies out there that have their own sizing to things like Happy Planner. They have their own sizing, but if you are looking to really find interchangeable pieces, 1/2 letter and letter sized is, in my opinion, the way to go. Your cover type is probably the second thing that I would consider. Many planners, if you buy inserts or that sort of thing from a small business, will come with its own cover. These are the covers that we have. It's a two-piece cover, a poly, and then a soft printed page. This is probably more of a casual cover for folks. So if you're looking for something a little more stepped up, you can go with a canvas cover. Now this cover I've had for quite some time, probably 3 or 4 years. It is Martha Stewart. It has organization in it, a pen loop, and it's quite sturdy, so you can use this year after year. If you don't use it as a planner, you can fill it with lined notes pages and just use it as a standard notebook. So cover type, size of planner was number 1, cover type was number 2. And the last thing I'm going to cover is ring size. Rings come in various sizes. This here is a 1-inch ring size, and for our planners it probably holds 4 months. I have 4 months in here, and then I have the rest of my 6 months tabs in there with a few notes pages. I could probably fit a little bit more in here if I wanted to, but if I like the space that I have, I would go up in a ring size if I wanted to put in more pages. This here is a 1.25 ring size, and in my next video I'm actually going to be doing a walkthrough of our planners, and I'm going to be breaking these guys open to see how many pages we can fit in there. These ring sizes can go up quite large, and if you love a bulky planner, then that's what I would suggest doing, is going as big as you can. I have heard that pages are a little more difficult to turn the bigger the diameter of your ring size, because you are going up and over a much larger circle. So I like to keep it small and just keep my current month and then the next 3 months in my planner. But you can go as small or as large as you're interested in. The last thing that I want to cover is punches. This here is my arc punch. It is quite large, as you can see. It's a little bit heavy, but it's a very sturdy punch, and it has lasted me quite some time, and I haven't had any problems with it. A lot of folks who start with Discbound like to get a punch. Many pages come pre-punched. Like our planner pages, you can get them not punched, or you can get them pre-punched. So you don't necessarily need a punch to start out with if you can find pages that will be punched for you. A lot of people like to have their own punch though, so that everything that they purchase is guaranteed to be punched with the same punch and work the same way. There are different punches that have slightly different shapes to the punch, and so some people like to do that. But I love a punch myself because I like to use printables, and when I use printables, you can customize your planner even less expensive than purchasing pre-printed pages. And there's a lot of options there. So to be able to use printables, and again, to update my planner throughout the year, I needed a punch. This punch here comes with the ability to change the size. So right now it's set up for the half letter or junior sized size. and then I can change it to a letter. So whichever kind of principle I'm using, this punch works great. My suggestion is getting something sturdy like this. Even though it is large and bulky, I have heard that some of the smaller punches simply don't stand up to the test of time, and can be difficult to use. Today we covered reasons why I love a disc-bound planner and some things to think about if you are considering making the switch. Okay, so I hope you liked my quick review of the Discbound system, why I love it, things for you to consider if you are thinking about making the switch. Like I said, I am going to be creating another video to go through my planner specifically, kind of a walkthrough of my planner and everything that we offer alongside it, to kind of customize it for yourself. So if you're interested in that video, I will link it below once it is posted. If it hasn't been posted, it's going to be posted very soon. So let me know if you have any questions about disc-bound systems, and I will answer them in the comments below.